So hello, my name is Jelena. I'm from Team 12, and I'm going to tell you something more about our idea, and that is self-disinfecting door handle. So first, I want to tell you a story that I'm sure you are all familiar with. So you basically go out, you want to eat something, and then before you want to eat something, you go and wash your hands, and then you touch the door handle to go back to the restaurant or wherever you're going back. And it's like you basically didn't do anything. Your hands are probably even more dirtier than they were before you wash them. So did you know that on the door handle, or like on door handles, you actually have so many bacteria that can potentially lead to very, very, very bad illnesses that can cause very big traumatic things to your body. So hygiene in public spaces is a very big problem, and my friend and I were discussing what should we do about that, and we realized that one of the ideas is actually to make a door handle that could disinfect itself. Firstly, we wanted to work with liquid and then with UVC light, and then we realized that UV light actually is the best idea because it needs the shortest period of time to actually disinfect, and it is not dangerous as much as UVC light is. So what we ask for? Well, I'm a psychology student, and my teammate is actually graduated from the IT, communication and traffic, and we don't know actually so much about the whole engineer and the low stuff. So we would like to expand our team because we really believe in our idea, and we want to see it work in the future. So we would like to get 5K. We already got 3K from the first pitch, and we made 2 versions. But we want to expand our team with a mechanical engineer and a lawyer who understands technology and an economist to actually help us make a good plan, because our idea is to actually make something that will really work and help people. And we would like to have more versions of the product. So we would make third one, offer that to shopping malls, colleges, hospitals, let them use it for a month or 2, and then give us feedback. So we could actually put that product on sale, probably through the website. And then we can also later on discuss if we would produce that in one place, or we could produce different parts in different places. And here is our contact if you want to contact us or block us and never see us again. So yeah.
Thank you, Jelena, for the presentation. Any questions from the investors, judges? Please go ahead.
I have a short question about the competition. Can you please tell us something about the competition?
Well, we don't have it in Bosnia, obviously we don't have any, but we also were talking about patents and stuff, and we didn't find anything that is patented on our Bosnian market. There are some competitors, actually one in Norway, but they use a different kind of technology because they use a liquid and actually a ring to sterilize it.
All right. Next up, Milad, please.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it was a short and sweet presentation. I appreciate that. So a few questions. I think I may have seen this same concept. Somebody that I think marketed this a while ago as an early idea to use same technology, I think UV light, to disinfect phones when you enter hospitals. I don't know if it's the same technology or not. Can you maybe just shed some light on how would you actually implement this? I mean, would the handle itself come with the UV light technology integrated into the handle itself, and then how would you actually install the handle. So can you just talk a little bit about the actual implementation of this product?
Yeah, well, that was the we were talking about the the guy who was doing the handle for us, and that's the next part. I mean, we want it's installed in the handle basically. About Nadia from this program actually had made something similar. I mean, it's not about the handles, but she used a kind of similar technology for bathroom tubes. I don't know if that's the right word. And also they use that technology to sterilize, for example, headphones and similar things. So I mean, we are not the first one who are using that to actually sanitize something. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you won't mind, just, I don't know if you have time, just again explaining how would you actually, right? So would you have to, do you selling technology to door handle manufacturers, or are you actually manufacturing door handle yourself with this technology?
Yeah, the idea is to actually make the door handles with that technology. I would like to have the background to explain you how exactly I would do it, but we wanted to actually talk to people who wanted who actually know how to do it, because our idea was to firstly make the UVC light in the circle, but that's pretty expensive and it's also not that easy, so we switched it. So we always talk to people who actually know how to do it. We are not strictly, you know, madly in love with just this version. That's why we want to actually research more and also find out about other ways and ideas to actually maybe implement it better in the whole idea of self-disinfecting door handles.
Okay. Well, look, I mean, I love the idea because I'm the guy who's always using his elbows or using tissue paper to open doors. I do have some concerns around the ultimate implementation, but I'll leave that to maybe a discussion later on. But thank you. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Eddie, be my guest.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Very interesting presentation. I have to say, it's not the first time that I've heard someone pitch around, self-sterilizing door handles or other surfaces. There have been numerous attempts to really push this into the marketplace, basically to get market traction. And yet, since 2018, I believe, when the first door handle of this type was tried mass market, it never got the traction that people thought it would get. Now, without going into the analysis of why that didn't happen, I want you to try and answer that question. Why do you think these self-sterilizing UV-based or other type of technologies on door handles have been taken up on the market the way they should have? 99.9999% of door handles are still plain Jane door handles that we've been using for the last 200 years. Why do you think that is? And how do you think what you're about to put out there is going to change what hasn't happened in the last 4 or 5 years since the technology's been around?
Well, I also, while we did the research for this, we also found out that there are actually pens that could self-disinfect, and I didn't know that. And I think they're pretty, I mean, they're not that expensive, but people don't use them even if they're on the market. So I think that people actually don't know they are not very familiar with things that are on the market. And I think we also need to do, when we figure out everything else that is more important, actually the whole technology behind it, I think the good market and actually showing people how hygiene in public spaces, they all know that it's bad, but they don't know what illnesses it can cause. I think we should maybe put attention to that maybe. So I don't know.
So I can just add in one other quick comment actually. So if you take into consideration what we do right now, so prevention of some sort of disease as a result of contamination. Currently, during COVID, most people either wore gloves and then took those gloves off, or they sanitized their hands constantly, or as Milad said, use their elbows or some other parts of your body to open the door, which is, of course, not the most convenient. But people always found a way to do that. So I think you really have to think about how do you make this as mainstream and as simple to integrate into our daily lives without people thinking about, okay, this is a UV door handle. It's going to have some electronics in there, which can fail. The more electronics, the more mechanical moving parts that you have, the more failure points you potentially have in a product. And people try to generally avoid failure points. At least manufacturers and builders of homes will take that in consideration as well. So you have to really think about how do you inject this into the marketplace without people realizing it's a thing, right? It just has to be streamlined into everyday use without people having to think too complexity about, you know, it's UV light, which sanitizes your hands. So that's just a comment more than a question. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.